What's up everyone? If this is your first time on the channel, hi, my name is Alex Temiz and I've made over $11.5 million trading and will pop up my broker statements on the screen right now. So in today's live trade, you're gonna see me trade FIG, which was a hot IPO that just came out. I was monitoring this because now this is like the third or fourth hot IPO that came out, and I thought that it might have a significant pullback on day two. Stock ended up cratering $40 a share, so I was looking for a bounce to short. Unfortunately, the stock went against me and I took a loss. So this video is gonna show you how to manage your risk, how to short a bounce, and how to cut your loss before it turns into a big one. Enjoy the video and let me know what you think with a comment down below.
So FIG, is IPO, starting to look very weak, setting up for a potential fade. Sold off this morning gap, went red. So just looking to scale in on these bounces. So took a small starter there, 117. Previous support is around 119. So we'll try to add around there and look for another move back red. Let me make my triangle a little bit bigger. My computer is so slow today. So 117, first initial entry. SNGX is bouncing as well. So you can see previous support is 119. So I want to potentially bounce to 119, retest support acting as resistance. Got a small add there, 117.50. Only got a partial fill. See if I get some more. Got a little bit of an add. So right now I'm only in about 10% of my size. Given size very, very small. A potential add spot for me would be break back red. So that's 115.50. Just looking for this bounce. So slowly using small size on these bounces until I get a confirmation. My confirmation will be a move back red. So I'll add a couple hundred shares at a time here until I get my confirmation back red. Highs of this candle is 118.50. So confirmation will be a break back red. Until then, I'll be partial size. Overall markets are weak too. But you can see this thing just dropped and rebounded. So no hold off on adding any more yet until I see at least a fail or a confirmation. Might get a VWAP retest. Pretty much my goal here is to just short the bounce on this potentially broken trending stock. SNGX bouncing as well, but ideally want to get higher. So add a little bit more into the 119 resistance. Previous support should act as resistance. And once again, I'm holding off adding the rest until 115.50, aka red, breaks again. No confirmation yet. So I'm remaining partial size until I see my confirmation. My confirmation is a break back red. So I don't want to add any more until if and red it goes back red. So this is where being partial size helps. So by being partial size, I'm not worried. I'll let it do its thing. Saving my bullets, saving my ammo. So waiting. No need to add. No need to get aggressive. Wait for the stock to come back down. You can see it's creating an uptrend here. So if it breaks that uptrend line, I could maybe have an argument to add a little bit, but I want to just be small size. So I don't want to surpass 30% max size until I see a really big fail or really big confirmation. I'm starting to see a potential break of this uptrend line here. So add a little bit here. So right now I'm at 30% max size, and my next add will probably be on this 115 break, as I mentioned. I'm in 30% of my size here, keeping size partial, and then my confirmation level will be a 115 red test, a red retest. Overall market's still very weak to say. Very, very weak action in the overall markets. So good fail. Nice confirmation of the break of the uptrend. Next support is 117.40. And then we're going to look for that 115 for a confirmation. The overall market is very, very weak. My average right now is 117.94. So very, very, very heavy overall market today. Very, very weak. You would think that that would help, make this thing fade a little bit, but still holding. Giving my 30% size for now. So higher low so far on this FIG. Definitely showing some resilience. So just keeping my size partial again, as I mentioned, until I see my confirmation. So anything more than 30% size right now is way too much size. So pretty surprised that FIG, TNON, and all these other stocks are holding so well in an overall red trending market day. So a nice little fail there, which is good. Oh, definitely enjoying that fail. 115.50 is still what I'm looking for. So you can see, guys, we're starting to get a failed bounce. So gonna add a little bit more here into this failed bounce and save some more bullets for 115. Watching 115s. Added 115.50 red break. Ideally need to see some fall through to the downside. As of right now, FIG is holding that red to green area. So I want to see a failed bounce here. We're still holding pretty strong. SNGX, some fails. So this Figma should have broken down at that red to green, but instead I use it as support. So this Figma is kind of looking a little bit strong, so I might just eat it and just move on because I'm not trying to fight anything. So I'm going to cover half here for a loss. When it broke down the red to green area, it should have immediately failed, and instead it's breaking through resistance. So that's going against my trade thesis. So I'm starting to reduce some for a loss. Still have half left just in case, but whenever these stocks break the key level and immediately reclaim and go to resistance, that's not a good sign, right? It's not a sign of healthy downward price action. So yeah, that's it. So on this VWAP reclaim, guys, I'm stopping out. So losing day here for me. This to me was a pretty solid trade idea, shorting the bounce on the broken stock. But when the stocks reclaim, they go against you. I'm not going to sit there and fight them in. Losing day for me. I don't make money every single day. I do my best as much as I can. But the main thing here, guys, the main thing here is couple fold. So number one is, right, would I have taken this trade again? The stock IPO'd at $30 and went to $150 in a day. The overall indexes of the market are very, very weak. So I had the indexes helping me with my trade, right? I had weakness on the indexes helping me on my trade. I saw the stock completely collapsing and going red. So my thought process was red should come back and the stock should continue its weakness. I shorted the bounce. It rejected VWAP. I added. Lower high, back to red. I added. The moment that it reclaimed red and reclaimed this resistance, that negated my trade thesis. And when it negated my trade thesis, that's it. I don't claim to win every single day. I certainly don't make money every day, but this is a trade I would have definitely taken because had this worked now, this would have been under $100, right? So yeah, I lost 8,000, but had this work, it could have been a $30,000 trade. So obviously not the way I want to start the month, with a red day. But I remind myself, last month I made 119,000. So red days are part of the process. I just have to control the red days. And this was even with partial size, right? This was a partial size. I definitely added here more aggressively in the 115s, which kind of screwed up my average. But I don't really care about screwing up my average so long as, the trade is going in my favor. Looked really good and they ended up trapping. So my thought on this is if it does go back red later, if it does show weakness later, I have no problem getting back in later. But for now, man, for now, I got to take the L and walk away. So that's all I got, guys. So I'm going to call it a day here, walking away a losing day, and that's it.